They did use the original Mortal Kombat theme every now and then, which I did enjoy. That actually bumped it up from like a 1.5.
Bumped it up.
Okay. It was enough. It's a good song.
No, I'm just saying, if that's your takeaway from the film,
that is my takeaway from the is the music.
It's a club banger, man.
It was.
It
They teased it a few times throughout the movie, and then they used it for the end credits. That was my favorite part of the movie. Was the music in the end credits, because I'm just sitting there bopping with the music. I'm like, and that was the only time I really got animated in the
Because in this episode, we are reviewing the latest video game movie to hit theaters, Mortal Kombat 2. We will be discussing our spoiler-free feelings about the film, sharing our review score, and then we'll get into some spoiler discussion of all the story stuff. So let's get right into it. This is Eat Sleep Nerd, a show where you can check out, go AFK, and relax with us as we discuss all things nerd. I'm your show host, Corey Winter. Joining me here, we have a small team today. We got Jason Summer.
Fatality.
And Christian James.
Finish him.
All right, small team, but I think this officially kicks off our summer of movies. We got a lot of stuff coming out these next few months. I think Mortal Kombat kind of kicks us going. Yes, that's what I was going. Because pretty much for the next few months, as long as we can commit, we got a new movie coming out every couple of weeks.
We do. May and June. When does Odyssey come out? Is that the next one?
It's July.
July? Okay, so that's not the next one.
Before then.
There's so many good movies
Masters
coming out.
of the Universe.
Right. Spider-Man.
Mandalorian Grogu.
Right.
Supergirl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Odyssey, Spider-Man. Bunch of stuff coming out. That's beside the point.
Right. But that's not why we're here. Right. That's not why we're here today.
That's not why we're here today. So the first one that's going to really kick off the summer of movies for Eat Sleep Nerd is the latest video game movie to hit theaters. So this one is right in my realm of things, my nether realm of things. Because it's a video game movie. It's Mortal Kombat 2, the sequel to the movie that came out a few years ago, kind of in COVID time, so it kind of hit streaming, didn't go to theaters, and so everyone just kind of watched it at home.
I think it was 2021.
Yeah, it was around there.
Yeah.
So it's been essentially 5 years since the last Mortal Kombat movie, and we have a proper theater showing for it. But all of that said, we're going to be talking about that movie. We're going to be doing some spoiler-free stuff, then some spoilery stuff. We'll be sharing our score. So that's all we're going to do. We're going to share our score first, use that to justify our feelings about the film, and then later we'll do a spoiler warning so you know before all the spoilery stuff starts. But before we get into the score, Jason.
Yo.
I need you, without sharing your feelings of the film, share what this Mortal Kombat 2 film was all about.
Okay. So was it Outer World? Outer Realm?
Outer Realm.
Outer Realm wants to conquer Earthrealm. And so they've got their fighters picked. And the good guys, which is Earthrealm, have to finish getting their fighters. Which, of course, we all know from the trailer, that's going to be Johnny Cage. Is going to be the final one. And then, of course, you've got you got maybe some infighting with the bad guy side. And you've got some espionage and a little bit of covert actions going on throughout the movie, but ultimately it's the bad guys versus the good guys. Can we save Earthrealm? That's it.
It was actually a surprisingly good summation of that movie.
Yeah,
it's not bad. So if that kind of insinuates how this movie went for us, it was easy to sum up.
Yes.
So let's get into scores. I already know what you guys scored it.
Right.
Jason.
Yo.
What'd you give it?
I gave it a 2.0.
2.0 out of 5. I should
out of 5. Yes.
This is out of 5. So the scale is 1 to 5. Decimals are allowed.
Right.
And then we average all of our individual scores together to give us the overall Eat Sleep Nerd score. So your individual score is a 2 out of 5.
Yes.
Yours is
a 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. And I'm over here at a 4 out of 5.
Okay.
I know.
Interesting.
If Cynthia was here, she probably would have given it a fat 0. Josh probably would have given it like a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
For some reason.
So that averages us. Wow. That averages us up. The Eat Sleep Nerd score is a 3 out of 5.
Okay. Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah. So it's right there in the middle. It's not bad. It's not overly amazing.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I almost gave it a 3.
Okay.
Because I was right there in the thinking of am I rating this based on just how it is as a movie or how I felt that it represented the video games?
So why didn't you give it a percentage or a decimal of 3?
I considered it a 3.5.
Okay.
You know what? No,
All right.
4, because
Okay.
I walked away liking it. So.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So we'd have our score 3 out of 5. Jason, you were the harshest with it.
Right.
2 out of 5. It's been
Yeah.
a long time since you've given a score that low.
Yes.
So what were you feeling coming out of this movie?
That it was kind of forgettable.
Mm.
It was entertaining. The best way I could describe this is a movie that I may watch on TBS on Saturday when I've got nothing else going on. That, and you
Yeah.
understand what I mean. So
I mean, yeah.
that's where I'm placing this movie. It's okay. It's pretty gory. I'm not a fan of gore. So
You knew the movie you were getting into, right?
I'm just saying, yes.
Like,
I mean, we agreed to watch
if,
this.
If the gore is a problem, then
Okay,
you're watching the
would
wrong movie.
would I have watched this movie if we weren't reviewing it? No.
Okay.
So just saying, yeah. They did use the original Mortal Kombat theme every now and then, which I did enjoy. That actually bumped it up from like a 1.5.
bumped it up.
Okay, it was enough. It's a good song.
No, I'm
a
just
lot-
saying if that's your takeaway from the film.
That is my takeaway from the is the music.
It's a club banger, man.
It, I
mean, it
mean,
was. It
yeah.
was.
And then in the spoilers, I'll actually tell you my favorite part of the movie. And then to me, the acting was a little stilted. Even Keith Urban really couldn't save it.
Nope.
Carl
Urban.
Sorry, Carl
The country
Urban.
singer.
I mean, it
Sorry.
might as well be
I mean,
Keith
yeah.
Urban.
And then, hang on, the other guy that I was very pleased to see, and he's so popular, I should know his name. I'm working on it. Hang on. Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah.
I would play, yeah. Because he's been in everything, and he's really good. So I was happy to see that they brought him back, and I would have been surprised if they didn't find a way. Was that a spoiler?
No.
Because you can't have a Mortal Kombat movie without
Scorpion. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So anyway, so the acting was stilted and the writing was, it got the story along. That's kind of how I viewed it. So that's my 2.0.
Okay.
I mean, I'm kind of in the same space as Jason. Like the, I don't know whether they were trying to make Carl Urban funny, which he is in most things he does,
He is funny.
especially The Boys. But it's mainly his accent that does it.
He has just occasional Australian accent.
Yeah, like his. It could even in the movie I feel like they slipped up in the ADR maybe because he says "Oi,"
Right. That is not an American thing.
and I'm like,
yeah.
That's not what you say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like his, not necessarily just his, but like all of the jokes in the movie did not land for me.
Mm.
Like, and the one thing that bothered me was, what's it called? The not soundtrack, but the score of the movie was it was in that realm of like manipulation. Where it was trying to force a scene and it didn't work.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
I do
Yeah.
agree with that.
And so if they would have just calmed down a lot of that, a lot of it probably would have been a higher score for me. But yeah, those are the main things that I was like, eh.
Okay. So I'm the one over here that actually more enjoyed it than anything. It was amazingly cheesy.
Yes.
But for me, it was in the best ways possible. Because like the video games were cheesy. I think most people, when they think Mortal Kombat, they immediately think of all the gore and combat and stuff. But at the core of it, it's actually a pretty cheesy video game franchise. Like just think about Johnny Cage and all the games. Like he's over the top. Everything's over the top.
Yeah.
It's a cheesy franchise. So the fact that they brought the cheese into the movie, I appreciate it. Because I feel like the first film, especially lacking a character like Johnny Cage, it was not cheesy. It was very much, it was just a dark.
It was a little bit more serious.
It was a lot more serious. And so I actually appreciate bringing in the cheese. But I will say, just going back to your summary of the film, it was a very weak story. Like it was like the most basic story you could think of. Like I feel like the Super Mario movies have a better story than this.
It's like, how do we get them from one fight to the next fight? That was pretty much it. Yeah.
And again, that's what Mortal Kombat is.
Right.
It's just how do you get from one fight scene to the next. So I didn't have a problem with that aspect of it, but I did want a little bit more depth to it, just to make it a more well-rounded film.
And it was a short movie.
Yeah, it was like an hour 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is rare these days for adult targeted movies.
Yeah.
So honestly, I was okay with that. So,
Okay.
I mean, technically, we can count this as a Disney movie. How short it was.
I don't think that's how that works. All right. But no, loved the cheese. We'll obviously talk about the action and everything like that, but just overall feelings, loved the cheese. Writing was weak, but I thought it was a good representation and it's about as good as you could do with taking Mortal Kombat and putting it into a live action format. So I think as far as video game to movie goes, 5 out of 5. Just as a movie, that's where my 3 would come in.
gotcha.
So I think
So it averaged
4 out
out.
of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the original Mortal Kombat?
Mhm.
Okay. I think
Mhm.
this also was a nod to the original. Not just
Yeah.
the music, but the campiness.
Yeah.
I think I felt I had a very strong sense that they were trying to maybe kind of capture the campiness and the silliness of the original movie.
Yeah.
I think they were trying to do that.
Well, with
Not as like the driving force behind it, but
Mhm.
like it was a thing that they were trying to do.
like in the first one, like, yeah, there was a lot of like campiness, silliness, but it was never like the joke
Right.
about it. And it was like, everyone took the silliness seriously.
Hmm.
Like, this is obviously silly, but there was no like outward expression or anything that happened later on that made it a joke.
Sure.
And so it was like, it was more of a, I guess, a serious movie, but you knew that it was silly.
In a very 90s action style.
Yeah. 'Cause we got that terrible animated Reptar.
Reptar bar. I always wanted to try one of those so
Yeah.
bad.
I didn't know the name you were going for.
Right.
Reptile.
Reptile.
Yeah. Because like, how did we get Titanic and that movie at the same time? That's weird.
Yes.
90s
Well,
for you,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, I guess whatever studios. Anyway, but yeah, that's probably what I say.
All right. So yeah, we're at a 3 out of 5 for this film. Let's talk about some of the overall non-spoilery things.
Still non-spoilers. Okay.
So I do want to talk about the action because obviously that was a big aspect of it. I want to talk about the writing in a little bit more detail, and then I want to talk about the acting. So the action, obviously, like 90% of what this film was all about was the action scenes. How do we feel like that?
I think that for this being the set piece, the why we're all there is the fighting, is it could have been better. It was not tight. It looked loose, it looked slow, it looked like we were watching people miss each other.
So that's what I kept coming back to.
Yeah.
It felt like there was just a whole lot of dodging and a lot of like actual fighting.
Right.
Like especially the Johnny Cage scenes because I won't finish that sentence because it's a little bit of a spoiler.
Right.
But yeah, like there was not a lot of actual fighting. It was just a lot of bouncing back and forth.
There was one character who used a power, and I was like wondering, what? Where did it come from? What is this?
I guess I
and I
there was
didn't.
a lot of power usage,
And some of it is I guess some of it relied on you knowing the lore,
sure.
which is not a good. For me, that's not a good way to do a movie because you need if you're making a movie, you have to be able to encapsulate everything in the movie.
Yeah.
The references to the game should be Easter eggs and nods, not like, oh, if you watch the game or if you played the game, you'd know what's going on.
Yeah.
That's not how you do the movie.
Which there were lots of nods to the games and stuff like that. So we'll talk about that in the spoiler section. But yeah, the fighting, especially the fatalities aspect of it, it felt like they were kind of lame. Like they were like 2 fatalities that were nearly identical to each other.
Very tame.
Yeah, it was pretty tame. And granted, like we saw brains and stuff, but as far as like what you see in today's Mortal Kombat, like Mortal Kombat 1, for instance, the most recent game, there are some gnarly fatalities.
You use the word gnarly.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
outstanding.
This was an R-rated film, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think.
I feel like they could have taken it up a notch.
Yeah, I feel like they pigeonholed themselves with the lack of characters. in which, to follow so many characters would be a headache, but to have like a central cast of characters that you follow, but also still have all the other ones would have been fine. So I think they didn't do that to do more of the story, which is kind of lame to me.
Yeah.
Because that goes along with the fighting. Because it was like the fighting had like the Jason Bourne problem, where it was like it showed the stage they were on, but the action was just like right here.
Yes.
And I was like, if you played Mortal Kombat, it's right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I'd rather it be right here majority of the time than right here.
That's a very good point. That kind of, I guess that could take us into our like just visuals of it all. There was a Johnny Cage fight scene kind of in the middle of the movie. I won't tell you who he was fighting, but it started off in this big open outside area and very quickly went into this enclosed room. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you start off in this big area.
Yeah.
Use the big area.
And then the movie gets claustrophobic.
Yeah.
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 And
So-
I was not excited by the set piece. I was like, can we get out of here, please?
Yeah.
Like I was not enjoying it.
Yeah. So I don't know why they would do that.
Oh.
Like,
I mean,
And weirdly enough, to set up a joke that also didn't land very well.
yeah. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. But aside from, I guess, cinematography, how'd the visuals hit for you guys? Did it feel cheap?
No.
'Cause I'm pretty sure this was actually pretty low budget film. Let me confirm that. But yeah, did it feel cheap to you guys?
Comparatively to like the first one, is right there at the same bar, like visuals wise. Of course, you see a green screen all the time, but a lot of the green screen work was I feel like they had like some things built out with a green screen to help that visual along, but it didn't look bad.
there was nothing that took me out
Yeah.
visual or effects wise. We were talking about the color palette on the
I was
last
gonna ask
one.
you,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was better on this one, but it was still subdued, but allowed the magic effects to stand out more.
So I was going to say, most of it did still feel pretty flat, but it did make the powers and stuff. Like I know the Kung Lao fight scene, I guess going into Act 3, there was like this huge red backdrop that merely made it pop because he was using his powers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like stuff like, and what's her face's name that was using the wrist?
Sonya?
powers? Sonya.
Yeah.
When she was using her powers, that really popped on screen.
It
Like
did.
we were not watching on a high definition screen. Like this was a standard screening.
Right.
And those colors popped.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it was.
So that was good. I like that. Like it was pleasing to the eyes.
But there were also a lot of scenes that were just so dark.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like it definitely helped with the power sets, but at the same time,
Like
it could have been done differently and brighter.
the main bad guy's name. I'm gonna butcher the name. Shao Kong.
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kong.
Shao.
Pretty much any of his fight scenes.
Oh,
there
yeah.
was no color.
Nothing.
And I wonder if that's because he was mostly CGI and it's
Trying to
easier.
hide it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. He's supposed to be mostly the skull face.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily there's a person, but he's a person.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's and I guess for the effect of the eyes, they were supposed to keep it pretty low, but like there's other ways you could do that.
That is true. But I guess, to your point, when it's a bright scene and you are like using a full CGI character, that CGI character really stands out. So maybe that did work in their favor for
Yeah.
that. All right. So how about this question we don't get to use very often? Character usage. Do we think it was the right balance of characters? And I'm asking for a pretty specific reason, but I want to see where you guys can go with this. So Mortal Kombat, especially for a franchise that's 30 years old at this point, tons of games in its repertoire, pretty much introducing new characters with everyone. There's a huge lineup of characters nowadays. Still using the classics like Raiden and stuff like that, but a lot of new characters that have come along in most recent games. Do we think the balance of characters was good for this film?
I don't know. No, I don't know that Johnny Cage should be main character. As much as I enjoyed watching Carl Urban, in pretty much anything, because he's just a fun actor to watch. The main characters are not Johnny Cage. It's Raiden. It's who's the guy with the bicycle kick and the dragons? Liu Kang.
Liu
Liu Kang. Yeah,
I didn't want to say it.
Sorry, Liu Kang.
There's Liu
that
Kang,
should have
there's
been
Kang Lao, there's Shao Kang,
Right.
there's whatever his name is. There's a lot of Lu's and
Liu Kang.
Kongs.
Yeah,
Kong
and
Lao.
then but there were other characters that they used that I think they made them more important than they should have. So I don't know. It wasn't. I don't think it was a good use of characters. That's what I think. Was it balanced? I mean, it was what 5 to 5, 7 to 7, whatever it was supposed to be. I mean, you have it. Yeah, the tournament. I mean, you have balance, but I don't know if they were used right.
I'd almost say that the characters that we were using could have been left in the first one.
So, okay. So, I do think they used all of the big heavy hitters in the first film. And with how they pretty much killed all of them off, they kind of boxed themselves into a corner with this film.
Yeah.
Okay, who's left?
Right.
Oh, Johnny Cage?
Yeah.
All right. I do agree with you. I definitely loved the character of Johnny Cage, and he's always been one of my favorites in the games. He's one of the more iconic ones.
Mm-hmm.
They teased him heavily at the end of the first film. And I think they did about as much as they could have with him.
Yeah.
And yeah, not main character energy.
Yeah.
So I think really the only reason he was a main character was because he was Carl Urban, and you had to make Carl Urban one of the main guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, could have used more Raiden. Could have used. Okay, let's get into spoilers.
Yeah.
I really
Time to get into spoilers. Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
So this is what we're going to do. This is entering our spoiler-free
Right.
section. So the Eat Sleep Nerd score is a 3 out of 5. If you like the video games, if they hold a special place in your heart, you'll probably enjoy this film. If you're not a fan of the games, and maybe you just want to see some blood, it might work for you. It might not. Who knows? But if you just want to go, eat some popcorn and chill out and watch a movie for a couple hours, hey, why not? Go check it out this weekend. So let's get into spoilers. Spoiler warning right here. If you
Yeah.
have not seen the film yet and you want to save all the story stuff and all the character stuff and the deaths and all that fun stuff for your experience watching the film, go see the film first and then come back here and see what we had to say about it. So here we go.
Okay.
Let's kick off with where we just were talking about. So the character usage.
Yeah.
I think what kept me from not bringing it up even further, maybe like a 4.5 out of 5, was that it doesn't feel like a proper Mortal Kombat entry without a heavier usage of Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and even Raiden. Like Raiden was in the film, but
Mhm.
he
They took
didn't
him
do
out,
anything.
and they took him out.
Like,
Yeah,
he was just a talkie. He didn't do any
Right.
action.
No.
that's right.
So
And then they took him out of the movie.
yeah,
I mean, he's basically out laying on his deathbed for half the movie.
yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah, it really felt like they were lacking in the big characters of Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, which I hate to jump all over the place, but like one of the things that bothered me was like the fight between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Like, was it supposed to be Sub-Zero? Did he turn into Shadow, or was he smoke?
he didn't use any ice.
He didn't use any ice.
Yeah.
Scorpion barely used any of his powers.
Right.
It was mostly just sword fighting.
Like, yeah, it's cool to see the chain come out, but like, what else you got?
Well, they saved the get over here for the end of the fight,
They
which,
did have the
which
get
I
over here,
appreciate.
which I
Yeah.
But yeah, like the Sub-Zero thing bothered me. I'm like, who is he supposed to be now?
So
Because he says that he changed.
I believe when Sub-Zero dies and he's resurrected, he's no longer Sub-Zero. He's
Noob Saibot.
yes, which is why he wasn't using ice.
I forgot about that character. Yeah.
But, yeah, but to your point, it wasn't truly a Scorpion versus Sub-Zero fight.
No.
Which, granted, we got in the first film. It's like if you want that, just go back and watch the first film. But yeah, I was like, okay, that's where it's happening, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah, so
Nothing special happened. 'Cause, yeah, like in the what was it, the '90s film,
Mhm.
you got a lot of their powers.
Yeah.
like being used,
And it was fun.
and it was super
Yeah,
fun.
the 90s one was more fun to me. It was also brighter. And
It was very bright. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Noob Saibot. If I'm saying that correct. Originally the first Sub-Zero, who was resurrected as a demonic entity after his death. Yeah, I was right. Look at me knowing.
Look at that.
Between you guys, nice. I feel fortunate.
So yeah, I guess in that sense, I do appreciate them using that version of Sub-Zero, but I just wanted Sub-Zero. Like that's my favorite character.
Right?
So
Yeah.
I wanted that.
And like at that point of the movie, it kind of just happens.
Mhm.
Like if there was a point in the movie where he, like they talk about him a little bit more, like you show it and you see his skill set before the fight, that would have made a lot more sense.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. He just kind of, well, let's throw this guy in here.
Yeah, he gets resurrected, and then 30 minutes later, he's in a fight. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, why is he here now?
Well, even then, Scorpion felt kind of forced and there for no reason.
Totally shoehorned in. Yes.
Yeah, like, did he actually do anything? Like, I feel like he just distracted New Sidebot. He didn't actually do anything to save the day.
Yeah.
He didn't get the amulet. He just
Yeah.
That was
they
the other
needed
thing.
a guide.
Yeah.
But there was no guiding. Like they just got there.
Yeah.
There was nothing to guide through. It's like, well, we're here. That was a very tumultuous trek. Too bad we didn't get any of it on film.
Yeah, so characters, I thought it was fine. Like we got a lot of I wouldn't say deep cuts, but lesser known characters that have become more prominent in recent games. So you had all of them. You had Jax, you had Katana, you had
Jade,
yeah,
Jinx,
Kano, which obviously was in the first game. Let's go and transition to other stuff. So
Yeah.
Cole Young, who was really the main protagonist of the first film. I saw a stat. It was like, I'm going to get the numbers wrong, but it will still illustrate the point. In the first film, he had a screen time of like over an hour. In this film, he had like 7 minutes of screen time. So he went from being the main guy to like nothing, which I'm just like, oof.
I mean, if the check clears.
Yeah, I guess. That was just a weird thing. Like, I don't know why they would, because I feel like he carried a good portion of the first film pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like they were just forcing Johnny Cage to be the main character when they already had a main character.
They had several main characters.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
But with the usage of Johnny Cage, I feel like obviously that was the big addition to this film versus the first film. The way they introduced him, I was like 5 out of 5 right there.
That was fun.
Like-
Yes, I'll give him that. Yes, that was fun.
Like that missile just.
And it was okay. The way that the way that they introduced Johnny Cage was they were showing a clip from his '90s action movies.
What was it called? I have it written down. Uncaged Fury.
Right, Uncaged Fury. And there's a point at which he's on the ground level and there's somebody firing a rocket propelled grenade at him or a bazooka. So it's angled down.
Yeah.
Okay. He jumps over it. And then somehow it goes back up and hits a helicopter. And I'm like, that is 90s cheese right there.
That scene right there told me everything I needed to know about this film. Yeah, I'm like, oh, they're going to buy into the cheese.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sold.
But then it showed that he was sitting at a current comic expo or something. Yeah. And nobody's at his table.
Yeah.
So,
Well, that was the point where I realized like normal moviegoers, like, you know, show up at like try to show up after the previews and things like that. At that point, if you walked in, you would think you were halfway through the movie.
mm-hmm.
Like the way the movie starts, it's like, this is who this is. All right, cool. Now we're into why he needs to be somewhere else. Wow, whiplash.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it moved. Yeah, the story moved very quickly.
It did.
Yeah, it was like, okay, now we want to get to the fight. Like, I get it. We're watching Mortal Kombat. We want to see the fighting, but like, if you're gonna do all that, give us a little story.
Yeah.
Carl Urban's character, Johnny Cage, had to go through the disbelief and then the acceptance of his role. And it just there was no pathway for that. It was just he just did it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
the entire movie was like that.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
There's no They didn't bother explaining things. They're just like, oh, this is how it is.
Right. I would have gone for clunky exposition by the end of the movie, but they didn't even have that. It was just like, hey, breakneck. Okay, we're over here now. Oh, okay, now we're over here. Fine.
Yeah,
so-
it went from like, hey, you want to save the world? No. Okay, cool. Man, I feel bad. I talk bad about that guy. Yeah, let me go risk my life now.
Yeah. So
Wow. Okay.
And also, like, did Raiden and them not know that he was going to get pulled in after he went back to Earth?
They
Right.
did know.
Like,
Because
Yeah, so, like,
Sonya told him, like, you're going to get chosen if you choose it or not.
did she say that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Like, when she's talking to him in the parking lot, it's like, you're okay. You're going to say no. Or actually, before he walks back through,
yeah.
like, yeah, she says something about, like, if you try to hide, they're going to find you. And you're going to
Oh,
be chosen
yeah. I guess
whether
she
or not
did say that, didn't she?
Yeah.
I was just like, damn, that's really rude of them to just let him go and be caught off guard.
they were not clear enough about what he should expect,
yeah.
and I had some of the same confusion you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very much a passing, hey, this is the point of the movie you should probably listen to.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask you guys this. Where do you draw the line into how much is acceptable for how much they need to explain? Because, like, obviously this is not an Oppenheimer movie or just a more dramatic movie that needs the explanation and stuff to get the heart of the movie across. Like, this is Mortal Kombat. It's there for the fighting. Like, where does your expectation for how much they need to explain about what's going on to be, like, how much do you need?
I don't know how you do it, but you don't need a lot of time. You just need good writing. They just needed a better writer, because we all agreed that the writing was clunky.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just have some better writing. You have some better individuals working on that. I don't think you need all the time.
So really, it was just a balance thing.
Yeah.
Like, yes, it's okay for it to be cheesy, and it's okay for it to move things along, but there needs to be.
You need to have
writing.
somebody that can just like come in there and just really do some really good tight writing.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
All right.
It can be done. The Princess Bride, again, I'll bring that up. It is a short movie, but they pack a lot in there. There's a lot that happens, and it carries you, and you're never gonna get lost.
Sure.
And it's just a really well done movie. So again, you get some tight writing, you're going to be all right.
Okay. I mean, I agree with that.
I think the main problem is that they tried to have a story and then abandoned it. And they were like, wait, we're here now. So, okay, just write the rest of the movie. Because like we're introducing a new character, sort of. And then, they try to get him to have fake feelings and a background and this and that. He's always just like, oh, I'm just an actor. All right, that's his story. But then it's just, okay, anyway, we're fighting now.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah. So, I mean, with Mortal Kombat, yeah, it doesn't really need a story because you know the story that you're trying to save Earth in such a way to get to the fighting. But if you're going to have a story, have the story, but have it succinct.
I guess that's the issue, because, like, with the video games, especially with a video game series like Mortal Kombat, like, you don't run out and buy the new Mortal Kombat game because you want to know what's happening in the story in the game.
No.
You buy it because you want to see all the cool new ways you can kill someone.
Yeah.
But I guess when it gets into movie form, movies inherently are there to tell a story.
Right.
And even for the action movies, they need to have a story to, to sell the action.
Rocky
Right.
is about the fight. I mean, yes, it's heart too, yeah, but once you get into Rocky 3 and 4, it's about the fight. We built up Rocky. We know who he is. So essentially, we know all the characters from Mortal Kombat. We know who they are. And so in Rocky, it's just getting you to fight Drago in Rocky 4. But they didn't lose audience members along the way with that writing.
Sure.
That's what happened with this one. They lost people along the way. There's like a trail of people going, I don't know what's going on. And then they die on the road because They've just been left behind because they're thirsty for a story.
Or even go back to Disney. Cars. Cars is just as long. But we know who McQueen was before we got to the actual story. Or actually the rest of the movie. All the action.
He was Speed.
Yeah, like he was a young driver, basically. That was kind of a b-hole. So, with the other parts of the movie, you get to know who he is, and then he has like a redemption arc. Boom, done.
Right.
That's how Cars is your.
They have Johnny Cage, kind of washed up actor. Cool. Let's know a little about him because they were talking about his powers. Everybody in the first movie got a little bit of a background to get their powers.
So I will say the first film definitely had a lot more world building and exposition in like the first half of the film, building up what the universe was before it actually got into a lot of the fighting.
Mm-hmm.
This film just went right to the fighting, and there was no time for story. So I guess kind of combining what you said earlier with what you're saying, Johnny Cage could have been a better main character if they had anchored his story with the overall story of the movie. Like if his story had been the heart of the film, I think that could have made for a better story.
Yeah.
I think they tried to make it the heart of the film.
But then halfway through the film, they just threw it out.
So,
yeah.
So, yeah.
All right. So I kind of just want to touch on a few of the fun things that happened, unless you guys have other things you want to touch on.
I'm done destroying the movie. Let's move to some fun stuff.
I can take
so I do want to say, big criticism that a lot of people have with the first film was that, yes, it used the characters well, and there was a lot of fighting, but there was no tournament. Tournament, and which is the anchor of what the games are all about. Finally introduced that aspect of this film, so do appreciate finally implementing that in this. So it brought it into the video games a little bit more. All right, let's see. Oh, some video game Easter eggs, which I don't know if anyone that was watching with us in our theater caught. But when I saw it, I just started laughing out loud, and I was the only one laughing, so I'm just like, oh, that's kind of sad.
Okay.
It was the first Johnny Cage fight where he's fighting Katana, and it's right there at the end where he's like about to collapse.
Oh yeah, I saw it too. It was you explain it. It's yours.
Yeah, it's like where you're about to do your fatality move, and the character is sitting there about to collapse, but if you don't type in your buttons fast enough or you get it wrong, nothing happens, and they just fall over. Right?
Yeah.
You don't get to do your fatality. That's what happened there because she spared him. She didn't kill him or anything like that. So he just
so he's just standing there weakly for a bit, and then he falls over. Yes.
Like it looked a little weird, but then when you caught on to what they were doing, it was okay. Such a great okay.
It was okay.
I loved it.
I felt it was a little forced, and they did it too long.
Well,
I think they did it too long.
Okay.
I think if they did it about half as long as they did that, it would have been.
There's also icing on the cake when bad guy's name,
Shao Kahn.
Shao Kahn said, "Finish him."
Yes.
Yeah.
Like it was all perfect. Yeah. I loved it. No,
I'm saying if you have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. I mean, but that's your enjoyment. I'm just saying I just didn't.
See,
agree with
that's
you.
the kind of movie I was watching.
Yeah.
I was there for the Easter eggs and the call outs and all that stuff. I wasn't really there for the story.
I mean, yeah, in my head I went, huh.
I mean, I don't need a good story. I need good writing.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like if you're going to give me a cheesy movie and you're going to carry me from one fight to the next, bring me along. Don't make me, figure things out.
Fair.
So
That's fair. Cool thing. I don't know if Jason Herbie, I told you, the bartender and scene,
was that the original?
That was Ed Boon, the creator of Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I thought that was the original Johnny Cage. Never mind.
No,
okay.
that was Ed Boon. So the founder of NetherRealm Studios that makes the Mortal Kombat games.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Which is why a lot of people think this movie was a little bit more tied to the video games because he was actually included on the writing and stuff.
Good.
Yeah. He was not in the first one. So, yeah.
Cool thing for me was the bridge scene.
The bridge.
With Shao Kahn and body armor guy. I forget his name.
Body armor guy?
He had like the armor on and it absorbed power.
Cole Young.
Yeah, that one.
The one with Scorpion's blood.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that stage, it's in the first video game.
Yeah.
Where it's just like a bridge and then acid.
The camera panned to where it was the side scroller, and I wish they had kept that.
Right, yeah.
I wish the entire fight had been the side scroller.
See, that's what I mean. That's where they kind of fell through with.
Yeah, they had some good
delivering on
ideas
that.
that they didn't capitalize on.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. There were some graphic things that I liked. I liked the hanging counter of how many they had left and how many were still, and how many had been picked off.
Which I have a pain point about that, but go on.
Okay. I mean, I kind of like that. It's kind of hanging in the air. Like there's 2 left, 4 left.
Well, it's because in the games it's always on the top of the screen.
Yeah. So I did like that. And if you've been following our channel, you know that I'm a big person on nostalgia. So when they started using the original Mortal Kombat theme from '95, they updated it a bit, but it was still pretty much there. They teased it a few times throughout the movie, and then they used it for the end credits. And then if you remember the movie, or sorry, if you remember the original song, they'll say like Sub-Zero and Raiden, and well, they did that over the actors and in the credits, which I thought was a really good thing. But anyway, that was my favorite part of the movie. Was the music in the end credits, because I'm just sitting there bopping with the music. I'm like, and that was the only time I really got animated in the whole time.
Yeah,
that was my favorite part of the movie.
It's like I knew there was no credit scenes. Like I got up and the music was playing. It's like, oh, it's done, and you guys were still.
Well, we didn't know. First of all, we didn't know. Secondly, I'm just jamming out with the Mortal Kombat theme. Yeah, so that was my favorite part of the movie.
I do want to talk about a couple of the fatalities. So going back to the bridge scene with Cole Young.
Yeah.
Boy, his head
smooshed.
Just gone.
Yeah. There was no recovering back from that.
No.
Yeah. Should have had some of that stuff on his head.
But see, that's the other thing. Like, the fatalities should stand out. I remember that one, and I remember the final one with
Shao Kahn
using the saw blades.
Yeah.
Oh, and I guess Liu Kang. Liu Kang?
Yeah, Liu Kang.
And Kung Lao. It's like the inverse of the names.
Oh, the Kung Lao. Yes.
Yeah. Is that the guy with the blade hat? Yeah.
That was a good one. But aside from like those 3, I don't remember the rest of them. Because
I think there were just 3.
It might have just been those, because the rest of the deaths were like just a stab.
No, there was one where they cut right down the middle of somebody.
That's right. I forget who that was.
That was Scorpion.
Yes, that was Scorpion on the new and improved Sub-Zero. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was on his Shadow. I guess that was Shadow.
Yeah.
That's right.
So,
but I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's why a lot of people are there to watch the film, but that was kind of a miss for me.
Yeah. Not enough death.
I'm there. I would say if I were to go on my own accord, I would want to see good fight scenes. And that's where I would have been disappointed, because they were not good fight scenes.
Yeah. Well, all right. The rest of my notes are really just me writing down names so I wouldn't forget them, because there's so many. And I guess we'll end on that. Did we think there were too many characters?
Not enough.
Not enough characters.
Not enough.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted more.
All right.
Because like I kind of felt like they were fighting for screen time, because like I feel like
because they weren't fighting each other real well.
Well, that was the thing, because you said something earlier about like cutting something in half, and I was like, oh yeah, there was just a lot of staring in this whole movie, and it was just lingering on stares and things like that, and like for jokes to land, and it didn't work. Could have just used that time to do something else, like have more characters.
Could have been an hour and 30-minute movie, not instead of an hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's like there's a couple other characters in the games that I wish that they were in there, and I can never remember their names. But you remember the red and yellow robot from like the first 2 games?
I remember him. I don't remember his name.
Yeah,
no,
I can't remember his name.
I would have liked to see how they did Mina.
Yeah,
with this the jaw and the
yeah.
I would have loved to see how they did that. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. It's just that they didn't make good use of what they had, so I don't know if it was too many or too few. You know, I don't know. I don't know. I can't tell you.
I mean, by the end, like Sonya was just on the ground, just like
she should have been dead. I'm sorry. With the way that she got hit with that hammer.
Oh yeah,
she should have been dead. She should have been like her ribs just like caved in, and I don't know why they didn't do that because it was a gory movie. Might as well just like have like her lung hanging out or something. I don't know. Like you see it inflating and deflating, and she's trying to breathe, and like she should be dead.
Lord.
I mean, she's practically dead because she spent the last 15 minutes just on the ground,
Right.
just looking at
Right.
it.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you're going to be gory, I mean, you had an opportunity there, and you just didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had it in me.
The complaint I had about the scoreboard.
Yeah.
It was the tournament, so 5-on-5, first person to 5 losses loses. But then she was like, "Oh, I don't fight for your side anymore, so I'm going to fight for Earth," and that somehow gained the life back on the Earth side. But I'm just like, they already lost 5 people. They lose. Like you can't get one back.
You lose. You get nothing.
You put more quarters in.
Yeah. Do we continue? We
It's like,
continued.
yeah. Do you continue? Yes. More quarters.
That's funny.
She didn't pay up.
So would you have been all right if they still had one person remaining and then she did it and it added another one, so they had 2?
I guess. Yeah, I think it was really just
because you're right, because they lost.
Yeah.
It was like they were out. Yeah, game. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I think I had a problem with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were all about the rules and then they broke them.
Yeah, it was all like it was a hard and fast rule. That was the only rule. Like you got it, like once the last person standing is gone, you lose.
It's really Shah Khan's fault because you could have been like, no.
Yeah. So you lost. Yeah. Good point. Yeah, I think that was a big plot hole.
Yeah.
For how hard they sold that number. Yeah. 100%.
Well, they wanted to have like a Gamora and Thanos moment.
Yeah, they could have
What the
done
hell?
it that way.
I know. Yeah. Like 10 minutes before that.
Balanced.
All right.
Okay.
I think that's enough for this one. Anything else? Any final thoughts?
No.
I think it's a lot.
I'd say you could probably save this one for streaming.
Yeah.
They're because it's so dark, you're not missing a lot on the big screen. You probably would see more of it on your own TV at home. That's so.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would recommend you just wait till it comes out on streaming.
Which would probably be next week.
Oh man. Apparently it's doing pretty good at the box office.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Oh,
it
wow.
is. Yeah.
It has a low budget, $80 million, which is not bad for this movie. So could pretty easily make up what it spent to make it.
I think so. Yeah, because they already there's already at $5 million on Thursday night.
Yeah.
So
I think it's targeting like 40 million opening weekend.
yeah. So they're gonna do fine.
Yeah.
They're gonna do fine.
Well, if you have a lot of chores to do, that would be a perfect one to put on. Some background noise.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that bad, Christian. Jeez. It was a fine film, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. So, if you have not already, please share. No, that's not how I usually start it. Subscribe to this YouTube channel, youtube.com/@EatSleepNerd. Leave a like in this video. Leave some comments down below. Let us know if you've seen the film, how you felt about it, especially if you're a fan of the franchise. And how did it compare to the first film? Did the first film surpass this one, or is this one a step up for the franchise? Let us know in the comments down below. And also, share us with your friends and family over on social media. That goes a long way into supporting this channel. Who gave it the low score? You.
Yes.
Jason.
Yo.
3 things that nerds should be doing before they go fight.
Finish him. They should eat. They should sleep, and they should nerd.
Take it easy, people.